The data is starting to come in. The aftermath of the Donald Trump guilty verdict. Now we know right after he was found guilty, he started raking in donations. And over the weekend, Donald Trump had a record with $200 million raised. But hold on there a minute, my friends. $100 million of that was coming from one individual. This is, I believe, Miriam Adelson. I could be getting the name wrong. She pledged $100 million to helping Donald Trump get reelected. So it was about $100 million in donations, $70 million of which was small donors, 25% first-time donors. We got two big data points dropping today, as we are now getting close to about a week out. Trump campaign says it raised $141 million in May, boosted by guilty verdict. Oh, you love to see it. And the polls, my friend, I love this one. The polls are starting to skew massively for Donald Trump. Now, the aggregate polling has not yet been updated completely. And so if you look at RCP and 538, you'll still see that it's give or take. At the very least, we can say with the current aggregate polling charts, nothing's changed. But that's because new data has not yet been put in. RCP, Real Clear Politics, actually has the latest polls, just not in their aggregate. So you can look at them. Rasmussen has Trump up 5 points. And a series of other polls over the past several days shows Biden does have his a couple polls here and there. But it's beginning to look like Donald Trump is improving substantially. We had a poll come out recently among independent voters, and Donald Trump is up, I think, 12 points. So he's continued to maintain his lead among independent voters. Now, here's my favorite part. 538 will not post Rasmussen, I guess. I mean, I think they do. For whatever reason, they've not yet plugged it into their aggregate. So, fine, whatever. Trump's got a tremendous endorsement. One of the founders of the Black Panther Party has endorsed Donald Trump, saying Trump is a friend of black people. And then we have where we go from here. Democrats are panicking. Axios is running a story claiming that Republicans are going to jail Alvin Bragg. I'm shocked by this. Alvin Bragg? He's not even first on the list. Fauci probably is. So here's what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, for those listening on Rumble or YouTube. Comment below with your first round prison draft pick. Who do you think will be the first? Comment on who you want to see prosecuted in the first round draft for prison, and then we shall discuss. So before we get started, head over to timcast.com, click join us, click join us, become a member, smash the like button. If you're listening on Rumble and you like the show, then become a member to support our work directly. We love Rumble, but we don't make the ad revenue off of Rumble. So we want to be here. We want to stay here, and we could use your support. Or just watch the video for free, I guess, because it's going to be here because we like Rumble. Here we go. Al Jazeera says Trump campaign says it raised $141 million, boosted by the guilty verdict. Former U.S. President Trump and Republican National Committee raised $141 million in May, boosted by his guilty verdict. His campaign said in a press release on Monday, $53 million, more than a third of the total, was contributed in the 24 hours after the guilty verdict. Incredible. The tally, which Trump's team announced before being required to under campaign finance rules and is yet to be confirmed by official filings, is nearly double the $76 million fundraising total announced for April. The presumptive nominee said the enormous haul was driven by more than 2 million donations, averaging $70.27, with 1/4 of donors contributing to Trump's race against U.S. President Joe Biden for the first time. Trump's campaign said the haul reflected an outpouring of support for the former president over a verdict that had outraged and motivated Americans from every walk of life. Unfortunately for Democrats, their rigged political operation has backfired in a historic way, and Republicans are in a stronger position than ever to fire crooked Joe Biden and make America great again by electing Trump on November 5th. Guys, we live in it. We live in a simulation or whatever. And I think it's funny because simulation theory is just like religion for people who don't believe in God or something. But just come on. The 5th of November? Talk about a day for an election. Remember the 5th of November. We will not forget this 5th of November. Trump and his team have repeatedly cast the New York prosecution as a political witch hunt orchestrated by Biden, despite there being no evidence the president had any involvement in the case, which fell under state, not federal jurisdiction. Can somebody, here's what we need. We need an autopsy. No, I'm sorry. No, not an autopsy. Is it? No, not a vivisection. Okay, we need to be like, long after these people perish of natural causes and live long, healthy lives, I'm saying, we need science to analyze their brains, to figure out what is wrong with them. It's got to be intentional. But no evidence that Biden was involved. I don't know, except that dude from the DOJ who quit his job and then went to work for the state to prosecute Trump. Huh? Come on. And it's circumstantial, fine, but still. The massive fall continues an improvement in the fortunes of Trump's fundraising efforts after his campaign, in April, outraised Biden for the first time. Biden and the DNC, which have yet to announce contributions of May, reported about $51 million in contributions. Biden's campaign raised more than $180 million in the 15 months up to... Wow. Trump raised in 1 month? It says over the same period up to April, Trump raised $120 million. Trump raised in 1 month more than he did in a year. That is wild. Now that's what I call a backfire. Here's Newsweek. Let's enjoy it. It was thought Trump's conviction would sink him in the polls. It hasn't. Oh, I'm starting you off light, ladies and gentlemen. June 5th, 2024, Newsweek reports former President Donald Trump's chances of winning the 2024 election do not appear to have been significantly affected by the guilty verdict in this hush money trial, according to polls. Wrong! Donald Trump's chances of winning have greatly improved. Why? Because he raised a ton of money. Duh. A New York City jury on May found him guilty. We get it. Trump, the presumptive 2024 Republican presidential nominee, denied any wrongdoing. We get it. While there were some polls that indicated Trump has been harmed by his felony conviction in the close race, there have also been more recent surveys that indicate the trial has not severely damaged his White House hopes. And Issues and Insights TIPP poll published Monday revealed that Trump and Biden are tied at 41% in a head-to-head matchup. That's an improvement for Trump, who was behind Biden in an earlier INI TIP. So Trump's improved. Can't you just say it? Newsweek say Trump improved. Man, they really just don't want to say it, do they? Let me slow this down for all of you in the back. If Donald Trump is behind Biden and then you find him guilty of crime and now he is tied with Biden, that means Biden went down and Trump went up. That is an improvement. Oh man, Ayn Rand was right. Where's Galt's Gulch? I'm ready to go. There's just too many slow people who are like, he's tied now, so everything's normal. No. He improved, and he's raised more money. Some people are slow. The latest survey was conducted May 29th to 31st. Now, this is important because this means that the poll is taking place before he was found guilty and after. So it's not a good indicator necessarily. It showed that independents still heavily favor Trump, 38 to 26, up 12 points. If anyone was expecting a sudden mass exodus of Trump voters following the legal defeat, they were certainly disappointed, INI editor Terry Jones wrote in his analysis of the polling data. If anything, Trump's hand seems to have strengthened in some in the immediate aftermath of the conviction. Elsewhere, a Morning Consult survey has Trump now ahead of Biden. So INI has Trump improve, Morning Consult has Trump improve, and you're like, it hasn't affected him at all. Okay. Newsweek contacted Trump's campaign for a comment. Well, I give you the latest polls from Real Clear Politics. We have general election Morning Consult. Trump is up 1. General election Rasmussen. Trump is up 5. General election Trump, Biden, Kennedy, West, Stein. Trump is also up 5. That was just for Tuesday, June 4th. Incredible. Here's Monday, June 3rd. General election tie. General election tie. In North Carolina, Trump is up 8 and 12, but I don't really care about single states. We're looking at national aggregate. All right, here we go. Sunday, June 2nd, general election Morning Consult, Biden up 1. So you mean to tell me that the next Morning Consult poll they have a couple days later shows Trump is now up 1? So it's flipped? That's called improving. Thanks. On Saturday, Trump was up 2 in Forbes, up 2 with a Forbes widespread with Biden, Kennedy, and with Kennedy, Stein, and West. And then Reuters Ipsos has Biden up 2. It's not that Biden doesn't have his polls, but take a look at this. All right. Trump guilty verdict. Let's the trial of Donald Trump. Oh, there's so many. May 30th is when the trial concluded, I believe. It was decided. Sorry. Right. So I just want to make sure I have everything right. Make sure it's all 100% correct. Here we go. Decided May 30th, 2024. Remember that date, everybody. May 30th. It's a very, very important date. I'm going to scroll down because I want to build this. This is so stupid. I want to build the suspense here. Okay, where's the verdict? Sentencing, gag order, blah, blah, blah. Jury deliberations. May 30th at 5:07, Trump was found guilty. Okay. On May 30th, the polls that came out were Biden up 2, Trump up 4, and then you had New York. So Biden was up in one of these polls. When you added Kennedy and Stein and West, Trump was actually up by 4. Then so that's May 30th. On the 29th, Biden was up. No, that's Virginia. Trump was still up. But you can see, I'll just put it this way. You had a poll favoring Biden, 2 of them. Since then, it has shifted towards Trump. Why is that so hard for them to write? Since as more data begins to come in and more polling is done after the verdict, Trump is dramatically improving. We call that backfiring. The question is, they're running these ads that say, let me pull this up. I'll pull this up because we talked about it last night. They're running these billboard ads saying, I voted for Trump, but I will not vote for a convicted felon. And it's pre-planned. It's all pre-planned. And you've got all these people being like, no, it's not. It's easy to do. Okay, here. I said, this is all pre-planned. You can't order billboards this quickly. We ran billboards across the U.S. and prep takes time. I'm correct, 100% correct. And these are the billboards. Here's a guy named Kevin Wenker. I'm a former Trump voter. I won't vote for a convicted felon. Here's a guy named Robert Nix. I'm a former Trump voter. I won't vote for a convicted felon. And you cannot get billboards done in 3 business days. You can't. I mean, is it physically possible? Yes. It's just ridiculously unlikely. And it's not likely going to happen. What likely happened is they had planned to make these billboards already, had worked on them. And let me do this. Paige S. Hi, Paige. She has 8,000 followers. She follows me. She says, less government, more accountability. She says, I've done several billboards. You absolutely can. In fact, there are vacancies where you can off-month contracts, creative and installation within a week, 24 hours for digital. Yeah. Carlos Turnbull says, I had a billboard made in 36 hours. It's not 1927, bro. Incorrect. You see, here's what these people aren't getting. Like, what do you mean? I can call my billboard company and say, here's a digital file. You're going to find 4 people to sign off on your billboard ad, have your graphics department design the ad, not super complicated, to be completely honest, produce the digital file, send it to your billboard company. Okay. These are in Arizona, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin. Swing states. Possible? Yes. Not likely. I would bet a substantial sum of money this was all pre-planned. I don't get it. I didn't even think it was controversial to say that Republican voters against Trump planned on making billboards in advance of his guilty verdict. And people are like, that's not the case. Dude, can I call my broker right now and say, I'm going to send you a file. Can you put it up somewhere? Sure. Okay, that means we likely have the file. We have something ready. You have people who have signed off on these statements. They did not do that in 3 days. Okay, like maybe they did. I'm saying it's physically possible, but the likelihood is it's no. It's no. Okay. I suppose I shouldn't be so hyperbolic when I say you can't order billboards this quickly. When I'm working on billboards, we've done many billboards across the country, and we've got different companies that we've negotiated with. We typically only use one because you negotiate, then the one will offer you the better deal. And the first thing we do is strategic placement. We say, hey, what's your inventory that you have available? They say, here, let me check for you. So 3 business days Very, very, very unlikely. But ultimately, what I'm talking about is everything they did to put this together didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen overnight. So let's not, this is why I don't like Twitter. Because it's not like I'm going to write like 800 words explaining. The point is this. This organization, like in all likelihood, 99% likely, already has people lined up to make statements. They've been working on it. Already has design and things that are ready to go. It's not hard to make this design. That I agree with. That can be done in a couple of days. They likely already have billboards chosen. Look, they did not, when the news came in that Trump was guilty, went, holy crap, let's make a billboard right now. They likely said weeks before, in the event Trump is found guilty, we should run these billboards. Let's get something lined up. That's what I'm saying. But people believe what you want to believe, I guess. But I appreciate, clarifying here. Prep takes time. It does. And the bigger issue is if they're not digital, how fast is the turnaround? Dude, the likelihood, I'm assuming they're digital. Digital billboards, finger snap. You make the file, you send it, you're good to go. That's pretty easy. Getting the people lined up, I'm not buying it. Like they already had these people lined up. Unless they made phone calls. I need a photo of you. We got to Photoshop it. Oh, come on, dude. They didn't do that over the weekend. I really, 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 really doubt it. But for your standard vinyl billboard, where they actually print this stuff out, it ain't coming that quick. A week. I don't buy it. Not at all. But I digress. The main point here is it's all planned out. All the ads, all the attacks, they're waiting for the next move. Okay. Take a look at this. Where's the no, not this one. Where's the Mark Elias one? Here you go. Mark Elias says, my latest. Trump is planning his next crime. We don't yet know the exact details, but we know it involves subverting the will of the voters and undermining free and fair elections. And we know that he will spare nothing and no one who gets in his way. He didn't even do anything. This is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. So here we are. Axios ran this story. Behind the curtain, MAGA's jail plan. Oh, yeah? If former President Trump wins in November, top supporters will push him to investigate, prosecute, and even try to imprison Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg, who won Trump's conviction in the hush money case. Of course, Bragg should be and will be jailed, Steve Bannon said, saying for the record what many Trump supporters have privately plotting. Privately! The Biden campaign ran a clip from my show where I said we need lists of Democrats who've committed crimes, and then we will charge and imprison them. It's fascinating because these people are so delusional. I don't necessarily blame them. They watch MSNBC. Jeez. I have to go through the list, right? So they say there was a comment on this article from Mediaite where they were talking about it. And I said, we will uncover what you've done, prove it, and you will go to jail. And you get these comments where they're like, see, uncover. They don't even think there are crimes. They're going witch hunting. Ugh. I explain it like this. Are you going to be able to teach rocket science to a third grader? Are you going to be able to teach the intricacies of the global financial system, fractional reserve banking, modern monetary theory to a third grader? Probably not. And that's what we are dealing with. People who are so dumb. Keep it blunt. Okay, let's start with, we can go with the Burisma scandal first. And we'll start going through the list of the crimes that were committed. Okay, so you have the Burisma, you have the quid pro quo. That is Joe Biden saying, if you don't fire the prosecutor, you're not getting $1 billion. All right, so that's on Joe Biden. You've got the business dealings between Biden, his brother Jim, and his kids. You've got 10% for the big guy. That's all top level stuff. You've got classified documents, okay? And I'm just getting started, baby. Joe Biden's classified documents. You've got Barack Obama classified documents, and they all make arguments as to why these things are fine. But okay, all right, we'll slow down there. These are all political jabs, right? Going after Trump over classified documents, get out of here. Quid pro quo. Well, that Biden did it, and they got mad at Trump for doing it. Let's talk about, like Crossfire Hurricane. Let's talk about election interference. Let's talk about when 51 intelligence officials came out and said that Hunter Biden's laptop was fake, and that was pushed by the media. If you're going to charge Trump with misinformation to manipulate an election, oh boy, you see the point? You do these things, we do them back. But wait, there's more. There's the Steele dossier. Hillary Clinton had to pay a fine. There's BleachBit, destroying servers and public records. There are many, many instances that we have all lined up for criminal activity. And we are just waiting for that opportunity. Dr. Fauci lied to Congress. How about those people? I'm going to keep this one light. January 6th testimony, lying to Congress. How about Christine Blasey Ford? I don't know if you're going to have a good chance going after someone like her, because she's certainly lied. I don't see a reality in which anyone believes she's credible when she's like, I have 2 doors on my house. And they're like, you're Airbnb. I'm afraid to fly. You flew here. Well, I did it for this. You flew on vacation all the time. Lies. Lie. But Fauci's up on there on the list. Anthony Fauci lied about funding gain-of-function research. That's confirmed in the press. Like, Newsweek was like, yeah, the dude actually lied. Alvin Bragg. So Garland gets asked if he has, by Matt Gaetz, about any communications with Bragg or otherwise. And he goes, I'm not gonna sit here. And Gaetz is like, what's the problem? He goes, yeah, conspiracy theory. And he was like, I didn't say anything. I just said, can you send us communications? Garland lost his mind. Oh, geez. You see, we know things that you've done. The crimes exist. We know the crimes happened. And now we're going to be fair and reasonable and present the evidence to the public of what you did and why you did it. And then you go to jail. You go to jail like you're trying to put Trump in jail. But that's what I love. They're like, they don't even know what crimes they're talking about. You know, when it came to Crossfire Hurricane, this is, Russiagate scandal. They get one CIA lawyer. I think it was Kevin Kleinsmith was. Let me make sure I got that right. Make sure I have the name right here. Ex-FBI lawyer. Because it's what they always do. Spared prison for altering Trump-Russia probe email. Yeah. Carter Page was actually helping the CIA. And this guy altered an email so they could go after him and criminally charge him because they're corrupt. Yeah. There's a lot more. There's a lot more. You think it just ends there? There was a meeting with Biden, Obama, Comey, Yates, and they were discussing Crossfire Hurricane, elements of it. This is all out in the public. How about this one? Let's do this. Let's do this one for you guys. Ukraine's efforts to sabotage Trump backfires. January 11th, 2017. They've never updated or retracted this story. Ukrainian government officials tried to help Hillary Clinton and undermine Trump by publicly questioning his fitness for office. They provided documents that ended up resulting in one of Trump's staffers going to prison. That was Manafort. Fascinating, isn't it? You want to play Russiagate? You want to play Crossfire Hurricane? We play that game. Comment below for your first round prison draft pick. And then hopefully Trump wins. I'll leave it there. Next segment is coming up at 1 p.m. on this channel. Thanks for hanging out, and I will see you all then.